Why should you have everything when I can take it?
People used to admire our friendship. They said we were inseparable, that nothing could come between us. Me and Kemi, best friends since childhood. We shared secrets, dreams, and even pain. When I had nothing, she stayed. When I finally started rising, she stayed closer. Also, I thought, when the opportunity came, the one that could change my life, she was the first person I told. I trusted her. I didn't know that trust was already becoming a weapon. The money wasn't even mine yet. Just a promise, a deal on the table. But to Kemi, it was enough. Enough to listen, enough to plan, enough to smile at me during the day and destroy me at night. She started small, whispering doubts, planting seeds, telling people I was difficult, that I couldn't be trusted, that I was greedy. Every time I defended myself, she nodded in agreement, then turned around and added more lies. The worst part? She watched me struggle and enjoyed it. When I asked her why things felt different, she laughed and said I was imagining things. She told me, I'm your only real friend, and I believed her, right up until the moment I found out she had already taken the money. She didn't just betray me, she sold my name, she sold my reputation, she sold my future, and she did it with a smile. Everyone turned against me overnight. Doors closed, calls stopped, people I helped now avoided me. And Kemi, she stood beside them, acting shocked, acting innocent. But what she didn't know was that betrayal always leaves fingerprints. And when the truth finally came out, the ending shocked them all. The turning point didn't come with noise, it came quietly, the way real fate always does. I was at my lowest when it happened. No calls, no support, no name left to defend. Even I had started doubting myself. That was when the very deal Kemi betrayed me for collapsed in her hands. The money disappeared. The people who praised her suddenly went silent. The same mouths that called her smart stopped calling. The same doors that opened for her slammed shut. One by one, the promises she stole began to rot. Then something unexpected happened. The truth surfaced, not from me, but from greed itself. A document was leaked. Messages, recorded conversations, every lie she told, every price she accepted, every plan she made behind my back, exposed, not slowly, all at once, like a flood. People started calling me again, first cautiously, then desperately. They asked questions I didn't answer. They apologized in voices that trembled. Some claimed they were confused. Others blamed Kemi openly, as if they hadn't enjoyed my fall. Kemi tried to explain. She cried, she denied, she blamed misunderstanding. But betrayal sounds different when replayed in your own voice. The worst part wasn't losing the money for her. It was losing control. She realized too late that she had traded loyalty for something temporary, that the same greed that rewarded her had also exposed her. Meanwhile, doors reopened for me. Different doors, better ones. People who valued truth more than rumors stepped forward. Opportunities returned, this time without whispers attached. I didn't celebrate. I watched. Because fate doesn't rush revenge. It waits until everyone is watching. And as Kemi stood there, exposed, isolated, and stripped of every lie she hid behind, she finally understood something I already knew. Money can buy silence, but it cannot buy escape. And this was only the beginning. Betrayal doesn't always come like a storm. Sometimes it comes smiling, holding your hand, and calling you best friend. Kemi knew everything about me. My fears, my weaknesses, the dreams I was still afraid to say out loud. That was exactly why she was dangerous. She didn't guess what would hurt me. She knew. When the opportunity appeared, she didn't warn me. She watched me talk excitedly about it, watched hope return to my eyes, and nodded like someone who cared. That same night, she made her move. She met them behind my back. She didn't defend my name. She questioned it. She didn't protect my dream. She sold it. Every word she spoke was carefully chosen, polished with fake concern and hidden envy. She means well, Kemi said, but she's unstable. She's talented, she added, but difficult to trust. Each sentence pushed me further away from what was meant for me. The money came quickly, quietly, enough to make betrayal feel reasonable, enough to make her forget loyalty ever existed. She told herself it was business. She told herself I would recover. She told herself lies she needed to sleep at night. But the cruelty didn't stop there. She came back to me, hugged me, and promised support. She watched me struggle, pretending to fight for me while secretly enjoying my fall. When doubts reached me, she brushed them off, saying everyone was jealous of us. That was the most painful part. She didn't just betray me once. She betrayed me every day she lied to my face. By the time I realized the truth, my My name was already damaged, my chances already stolen, and my best friend already paid. She thought betrayal was a moment. She didn't know it was a path, and once she stepped onto it, there was no turning back. The fall didn't happen all at once. It happened in pieces. First, the calls stopped coming. Messages went unanswered. Meetings that were once guaranteed suddenly needed to be rescheduled. People who used to greet me warmly now spoke in careful tones, as if my name carried something contagious. I felt it before I understood it. Then the whispers started, not loud enough to confront, just loud enough to follow me. Every room I entered went quiet for half a second too long. Every smile felt forced. Every compliment sounded like pity. When I finally asked what was wrong, no one gave a straight answer. They said things like, "You know how people talk," or "It's complicated." No one wanted to be the one to say it to my face until they did. I was called in and confronted with accusations I had never heard before. Greed, dishonesty, disloyalty, words thrown at me like stones. I tried to defend myself, but the damage had already been done. Lies travel faster than truth, and mine was still tying its shoes. The worst moment wasn't being accused. It was looking around the room and realizing no one was on my side. Not even her. Kemi sat there, silent, eyes down. The same person who once swore she'd protect me. She didn't speak up. She didn't correct them. Her silence said more than any insult could. That's when I understood. I had already lost. The decision was made without me. Opportunities were withdrawn. My reputation was labeled risky. People who once benefited from my loyalty suddenly distanced themselves, pretending this was never personal. I walked out of that place feeling smaller than I ever had before, stripped of trust, stripped of support, stripped of everything I worked for. And as I stood there alone, replaying every moment in my head, one truth hit harder than the fall itself. I wasn't defeated by strangers. I was destroyed by the one person I trusted most. I wandered to the edge of the forest, barefoot, my heart heavy and my spirit wounded. The red earth seemed colder here, the wind sharper, as if the world itself mourned my fall. I sank beneath the shade of the oak tree, ancient and towering, rumored to hold the voices of those long gone, the protectors of truth and justice. I wept until my tears soaked the roots, until my voice cracked and the forest seemed to lean closer. The air grew still, even the birds stopped singing. And then from the shadows, an old woman appeared. Her eyes shone white like moonlight, her voice deep and calm, carrying the weight of generations. "Child," she said, "betrayal touches the heart, but it never escapes the eyes of the ancestors." I told her everything. Kemi's lies, her smiles while selling my dreams, her words whisper behind my back, the people who turned against me. I spoke until my throat burned, until my mind trembled with anger, fear, and grief. The old woman listened, silent. Then she struck the ground with her staff, and the forest seemed to shiver. The wind carried voices, thousands of whispers, the ancestors speaking in unison. Patience, not revenge. Wisdom, not anger. The one who betrays will reveal herself. And I understood the ancestors did not need my hands to punish her. They would wait. They would watch. They would let truth rise at the moment when it would hurt the most, when everyone was watching. I felt strength returning to my limbs, clarity to my mind. I was no longer powerless, no longer forgotten. Kemi's betrayal had awakened something older, something unstoppable. "When the time comes," the old woman said, fading into the shadows, "the world will see the truth and it will dance naked." I stood beneath the oak tree, feeling the pulse of the heart and the whispers of those who came before me. The ancestors had awakened, and soon so would justice. The day everyone thought my story was over, the village gathered for celebration. Kemi, dressed in gold and silk, smiled like the world belonged to her. Chief Dyke stood proudly by her side, and the drums beat with pomp and promise. People whispered about my fall, as if it were a lesson I had earned. I arrived quietly, unseen at first. My clothes were simple, my eyes calm, but my presence carried a weight that silenced whispers. I let the moment unfold, letting the village enjoy the illusion of Kemi's triumph. Then it happened. The wind shifted, the sky darkened, and a voice, a chorus of whispers, rose from the heart. The ancestors had been patient, but patience has limits. Kemi stiffened. She laughed nervously at first, masking the unease, until the whispers became words. My voice. Her voice! The truth spilling from every corner, every lie she told, every bribe she accepted, every plan she made behind my back, exposed before the eyes of the entire village. Gasps filled the air. Chief Dyke stumbled backward, his pride shattered. The same people who cheered us smiled, now twisted in horror. The gold she wore seemed dull, lifeless. Her silk felt heavy, as if carrying the weight of her lies. She tried to explain, tried to cry, tried to blame misunderstandings. But the truth does not bend for excuses. The ancestors had spoken. I stepped forward, calm, radiant, untouched. Every eye turned to me, not in pity, but in awe. I did not shout. I did not gloat. I simply said, I do not rise through stolen destiny. The path I walk is mine alone. The village fell silent. Kemi's face, once proud, now pale and unmasked, was the only sound of shame. And in that moment, I understood. Betrayal can shake you, but truth restores you. Money can buy silence, but it cannot buy escape. The village would never forget that day, nor would Kemi. The ending shocked them all. After the storm of betrayal, the shame, and the public humiliation, I walked away from the village a different person. Every step on the red earth reminded me of what I had lost, but also of what I still had, myself. The whispers of doubt, the stares of judgment, the absence of support, all of it became fuel for something greater. I spent days beneath the ancient oak tree, listening to the ancestors, learning patience, understanding strategy, and realizing that strength was not in anger, it was in clarity. Every tear I shed nourished a resolve that no lie could touch, no betrayal could break. I returned slowly, quietly, not to demand attention, not to beg for forgiveness, but to reclaim what had been stolen: my dignity, my voice, my destiny. I worked in silence, helping those who had once doubted me, proving that actions speak louder than rumors. Opportunities came again. This time, doors opened not because of chance, but because of truth and integrity. People watched me rise without realizing the force behind it. They saw the calm in my eyes, the steadiness in my step, the quiet confidence that made my presence command respect. Kemi, the one who had betrayed me, saw too, but there was nothing she could do. No gold, no lies, no manipulation could stop what had been awakened inside me. And when I finally stood in the village square, radiant and unshaken, I did not shout or seek revenge. I let the silence speak. Every look of awe, every whispered apology, every jealous glance became my victory. Because the greatest rise is not measured by power or wealth, but by resilience, not by revenge, but by the quiet strength that lets truth shine brighter than betrayal. I had fallen, I had been betrayed, I had been shamed, but now I had risen, and nothing, no one, could ever take that from me. Moral of the story: not every enemy comes with a sword. Some come with smiles, hugs, and whispered promises. True betrayal often hides behind loyalty, and those who seem closest can be the most dangerous. But money, greed, and lies may offer temporary gain. They cannot buy lasting honor or escape the watchful eyes of the universe. Patience, wisdom, and truth are stronger than deception, and those who betray will always face the consequences of their actions. Rise through integrity, not shortcuts, and let the world see that the strongest victories are the ones built on resilience, character, and truth.
This is Danny's Story Vault. Subscribe for more videos like this.